Welcome back, watch people. Now today you join me down at the beautiful Brighton Marina where I'm due to meet my friend Kevin from Stream Cars. Now Kevin is a car dealer, he's a friend of the channel, a sponsor of the channel, but he's also a big watch man, a big watch collector. And Kevin is not adverse to taking a watch in part exchange against some of his nice cars. So he's an interesting guy all round. I'm going to be meeting Kevin in a few minutes. We're going to have a look around Brighton. We might even go up in the 360i, the BA 360i, which goes, I don't know how high, it's too high because I'm not a great lover of heights. But I'm due to meet Kevin in a moment and we'll show you around Brighton and there'll be plenty of watch talk. Kev, welcome to Brighton, mate. Lovely to see you again. How's things?
Very nice, yes. Beautiful day for it. We've been trying to get together for a little while now, haven't we? But our diary's just not come together, but we've got a beautiful day for it today.
And I've got to tell you guys, it makes it all the more pleasurable because Kev's booked this lovely Bentley Continental GT down for me to have a little go off.
Yeah, well I saw you driving a Rolls Royce with Spencer and I thought you fancy something a bit more sporty, so got this down for you to have a look at.
I must admit, you're all very brave letting me drive these cars within a month of me passing me test.
I saw you bought a big orange blancmange recently. How's that going?
Do you know what, mate? I absolutely love it. I've got to tell you, it is probably the most fun car I've ever owned. It probably suits my lifestyle more than anything. It's big, it's bold, it's brash, and I love all that. I love that with my watches, I love that with my cars. I mean, this Bentley, I mean, if it's going cheap, mate, you might have a buyer for this afternoon. But
well, it's kind of spoken for. I've got a friend who's semi-interested in it. He's a property developer and he's in the middle of building some houses and he's expressed an interest. And I said, well, I might run it about a bit then and keep it for you, but we'll see.
Might be worth a bit more now. It's been on YouTube.
I don't know. Do you think we can add some Paul Thorpe value to it?
Well, I don't know about that. That probably devalues it, mate. So what have you? But you bought a few watches down with you as well.
I did. I brought watches to show you. Yes, I've got half a dozen. Something different, really, from what everyone's interested in.
I know one of the watches that you bought.
Yeah.
And it's really, honestly, guys, I tell you, you're going to find this a really interesting watch. I've got to be honest with you. When you showed it to me, Kev, I'd never seen one before. I've heard of the brand, obviously, and I know the watches, but I'd never actually put one on my wrist, and it's a really interesting piece, to be fair. Where did you get that?
That came from a customer of mine that's a very successful property developer, and he was having a little clear out of some of his collection. I actually went to go and buy a car that they've got for sale.
Yeah.
And we didn't get together on that, but I ended up taking 3 or 4 pieces from him that day.
All your customers, property developers?
Not all, no, but that's a coincidence, isn't it? Yeah. I suppose that's where a lot of the money is, of course, isn't it?
When you mix with a rich and famous, see that.
Yeah, it's nice that when you're dealing at this end, you do meet people that have been quite successful in life.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun this afternoon because what we're going to do is we're going to have a little walk around the lanes in Brighton. I'm going to show you around Brighton because it's a beautiful day, and we have booked tickets to go up in the BA 360i, which is this, I think it's about 300 feet in the air or something. It's some crazy thing, and I've got to be honest with you, I'm not the best with heights. I'm all right in a plane, but if I get up on a ladder, if I stand up sometimes, I don't even like being this tall. So, I'm not sure how it's going to go, mate. You might have to hold my hand somewhere along the way.
Well, I can see it from here. So is that at the height that it?
No, that's only 3/4 of the way
right.
up.
So we're going to go higher than that. Yeah.
It goes all the way up.
Well, we'll see the curvature of the Earth then, I reckon, because that's a super panorama there that we've got of the ocean.
So
his arms are full, aren't they?
So this is the lanes.
Yes.
This is Duke's Lane in Brighton. This is where it all starts, Kev. I'm sure you've been here before.
Several times, yes.
But
yeah.
It's a lovely place for someone that hasn't been here before. I think it's really interesting. It's quite historical as well here. They do a Jack the Ripper walk and all. I don't think Jack the Ripper came visiting from London, but they do a walk here for some reason. I don't know what that's all about. But there's loads of clothes shops around here as well, and there's loads of jewellery shops. So this is where my bad sense of fashion comes from, guys. There's some wacky clothes shops in Brighton.
I'm sure we'll see a few shirts that you like. I'd like to looking one of the art shops if we get a moment.
There's loads of art shops in Brighton. I've got quite a few bits and pieces that I've bought here. I've got some Damien Hirst, a couple of Damien Hirst. Not originals, you understand, because you're probably talking about hundreds of thousands of pounds. But
I was going to say,
limited edition Damien Hirst prints that he's signed and books and pieces. Just nice to have, and do you know what, mate? They've doubled in value.
Easily.
Yeah, they've easily. I think one of them was like a couple of grand, one was about 3.5, and if I look online now, to buy them now, they're double what I paid for them. So
any form of asset really is like money in the bank, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's not a bad thing to have. So we're getting into the part now of the lanes where, you know, the jewellery shops are. The watches and the jewellery shops. There's a shirt shop there.
There we go.
A few Larry shirts.
Nice paisley one.
Yeah. But yeah, loads of jewellery shops up and down here. Some of them, you know, they're not badly priced. Some of them, you know, there's the odd bargain to be had. I've bought a few bits in the past when I was dealing. I've managed to get a few bits out of some of these jewellers at what I would call pretty much trade price. So yeah, if you're looking for jewellery, it's not a bad place to come.
I think the thing that confuses me when I look at jewellery is diamonds and the scale of clarity and the value that adds to the stone or not.
Yeah, it's a very interesting subject. That it's a subject for a full video all by itself, really, teaching people how to, you know, buy diamonds, about the quality, the clarity, the cut, the colour, etc. All those important things. I always say that the best way to grade a diamond really is with your own eye, but it's all very easy to say that. It takes experience to know how to do that, grading it with your own eye. So, you know, ultimately, it's a science, but you don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand it. But it's a good subject, and it's one that I'll do a video on in the future, because I think people should know.
And I think it's really important to have someone that will give you a proper steer on what a stone is worth, because to the untrained eye, something that could be £10,000 could be represented by a £1,000 stone that's of similar size, but just doesn't have the quality.
One of the things is, Kev, it's a bit like box and papers with a watch. People rely so much on box and papers, but the truth of the matter is, sometimes the certificates that come with stones don't even belong to the actual diamond. They've just been matched with a certificate that is of similar size to the stone that they've got in stock. So,
well, that's interesting. That's something I didn't know.
Yeah, certification means often very little. I mean, the best cert in the world is GIA, Gemological Institute of America, but there's even problems with those. So it's a subject, you know, all by itself that needs to be addressed, and I'll do that one day, you know?
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
So this is one of my favourite restaurants in Brighton, Donatello's. Everyone knows Donatello's in Brighton. It's just lovely atmosphere, lovely place to eat. Staff are really nice and friendly. Just always enjoy eating there.
It's busy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always busy there, mate, because the food's good. You know, it's not expensive to eat in there, and it's just always very reliable and nice. You know. This is Meeting House Lane. This Meeting House Lane has appeared on a few films in the past. It's quite well known. We'll have a little walk up there. You know, obviously I talk about it with a lot of enthusiasm because, you know, the business over the years has been so kind to me and my family. And I think the nicest part of it was that I was genuinely selling items at a good price. I mean, that stone that I sold for, I think it was 104 or 105,000. We are going back probably 10 or 12 years. But truthfully today, I can say with my hand on my heart, if you went and got an up-to-date insurance valuation in central London today, a valuation of 750 to $1 million wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't be out of the way, no.
Wouldn't be out of the way. Now, that person that bought that diamond from me at that price wouldn't have bought that stone from anyone else at that level. So they bought well. I made a little bit of money. It's one of the objects that I've sold over the years that I really wish that I kept. But look, it is what it is.
Oh, I can tell you that about cars.
Exactly, mate.
You
How
know,
many cars have you sold?
Ferrari Testarossa springs to mind straight away.
Yeah.
Sold it for £36,000. You know, that's
What's that
you
worth
can
today?
well, you could add 100 to that, couldn't you?
Exactly.
136.
I think I mentioned before to you, I bought a 911 Turbo for about 12 grand.
Yeah.
Back in 1990.
Yeah.
1994, I think it was.
Well, only 2 years ago, I was buying early 911s for under 10,000.
Yep.
You know, now I don't think you can find even a scruffy one that needs an IMS bearing for under 12.
So you come in the London Watch Show, haven't you?
Yes, I am. Yeah, I've got the app. Yeah, you have to have the app.
You got that? Yeah, you got
Yeah.
the app. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't forget, guys, download the app for the London Watch Show if you haven't already done it.
yeah. Looking forward to that.
Be a great weekend. Who are you looking forward to meeting out of all the watch YouTubers that are going? Who are you looking to meet the most? Would you say?
I've got an appointment to meet Roman. We're doing some business together actually. Anyway, so I should be seeing him. We've spoken together a number of times, but it'll be nice to meet him in person. Actually, Adrian, Bark and Jack.
Yeah, he's a good lad, Adrian,
he's
isn't he?
a nice
lad.
chap.
He teaches me how to speak English properly.
Yeah, I can do that for you as well.
Proper. He teaches me how to speak English proper, like.
I said we've got some females coming into the space as well, haven't we?
It's good to see the girls coming into the hobby and the industry. You know, I think they got a lot to offer.
Yes.
I think in the past, the girls have been very underestimated. It's been a very male-orientated business and a hobby and a lifestyle. But in the background, I mean, when I used to go to the Munich Watch Fair, believe it or not, it was often the wives behind the husbands that drove the business.
Okay.
You know, the guys would do the dealing, but the wives were doing the bookwork. They knew the prices.
Oh, sure.
They knew everything.
Yeah.
I mean, take the female out of the partnership, and the man was nothing. You know. So
Well, they bring the organisation to
they
it,
bring
right?
organisation. They bring stability, I think, as well sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I would actually like to see more women watch dealers. There aren't many.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe a little tip there for someone out there. There's an opportunity for you ladies out there. If anyone wanted to become a watch dealer, I think a solid lady watch dealer would absolutely smash it in this business. They just bring something else to the trade, I think. And it's good to see them, you know, getting their act together on YouTube. I think Brittany Watch Gringer's got a great future. Infectious personality. I think she's going to do well. So Kev, I'm interested, if someone wants to buy a car from you, how do you work with them with watches? Because obviously, you know, it's not easy, is it? How do you do it?
Some stuff's hard to value, isn't it? So I would have to ask someone else's opinion, really.
Right. So do you just collect this stuff?
Mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I brought some things with me today, which I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of bits in there that I would sell. But for the most part, it's just that it's money in the bank, isn't it? You know. And like I've said before, I like to have things that are a bit different.
Must be quite interesting, because you never know. Obviously, one of the things I used to love when I was in business, you never knew what was going to walk through the door.
Yeah.
On any given day, some days would be a complete waste of time. Other days it would be, you know, you go home and say, what a magnificent day I've had. You know, so I guess it's the same for you, really.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you could ring the bell on one day, can't you, with a deal that just comes along, and you know, other times I go, well, August was really quite quiet. I sold a lot of the cheaper cars, all the ones that were under sort of £10,000.
Yeah.
And a lot of the heavier stock is still around. I nearly got together with a guy on a deal with a Patek. He was looking at buying a vehicle and was going to part exchange his particular watch, but something happened surrounding a family member and COVID, and he went cold on that.
Yeah.
That would have been potentially a lucrative.
What would you prefer come through the door in part exchange against that Bentley, a watch or a car?
A car is going to be something that I can work with again. And if it was a more modern Rolex that you know, instantly you can look on grey market, I can go on watch finder, and you know, if it's someone's managed to pick up a new GMT, I can look at it and say, right, well, I can see what they're going for on there, so I work back a margin and give them, you know, what they'd get on any other kind of trade website.
I've got a nice collection of Casios at home that I was thinking we might be able to work something out against that Bentley. You know?
Okay, well, we're up to a tenner now, then, aren't we?
Got a bit of cash as well, a little bit of cash, a little bit of readies.
Yes.
A few Casios, I was thinking, and we might get there. I'll get that car out of him before he goes today. We're now sitting at a bar in Brighton, and Kev was considering having a Coke. I've just ordered him a triple GMT. I'm hoping that by the time we get down...
Bit nervous. It's look, it's there, right at the top.
Well, I'm more interested in getting him drunk so I can do a deal on this Bentley, but I'm not
because
sure...
they won't be able to drive home.
I'm not sure it's going to happen, but we'll try anyway. But we're going to be up on that eye in a minute. And so we're just having a little bit of Dutch courage before we get up there.
Have a little snifter.
And we'll see you when we're up there, boys. Right, we're ready. We're at the Brighton 360i. I think it's called the 360i because it goes 360 feet up in the air.
360 degrees round.
Oh, it could be. So I told you I was fit, didn't I? That's probably what it is.
It's got a bar in there, though.
There's a bar in there.
We're all right.
You ready?
We're right for drinks.
Good morning. Are you ready for this, Kev? Come on. I've got your hand. He's asked me if I'll hold his hand, you see. So, right, guys, you're coming on board the Brighton 360i.
We're lost in
which goes round apparently 360 degrees. Someone's got an education. But it's a long way up in the air, I do know that. High enough for you?
It is pretty high, isn't it? Yeah, but it's a lovely view.
You wouldn't want to jump, would you?
I wouldn't want to do anything other than hold on to this rail. If it can take us back down in a minute, I'll be quite happy.
I've lived in Brighton all this time and it's the first time I've been on the eye. I've got to tell you, it might be the last. Right, Kev, we've had a lovely day. I'm a bit worn out, to be honest with you, mate.
I know, we've done a lot of walking.
Yeah, we've done a lot of walking.
Haven't done anything for that belly, though.
Yeah, it's not done nothing for me figure, mate, especially after we've had a few drinks as well, but there you go. But it's been lovely to see you. You brought a few watches down, which I'm going to put up now for the viewers to have a little look at. I know you. I mean, these are basically part of your collection.
They are. They're things that I've bought from customers and part exchanges, or where someone I know has got a watch for sale that I've purchased because they were just available.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's.
So are they for sale? Or are they?
Some are for sale. Yeah.
Some are.
There's,
You're always.
I'm the trader in me. Just makes I take the profit if I can.
So you're looking for basically any viewers out there that are looking maybe to buy a car. If they're looking to sell a car, if they're looking to maybe do something with their watch, give you a call, and you never know what.
I think I'm very unique in that respect. I'm not a watch dealer. I want to make that clear. I'm not trying to tread on anyone's toes. If someone's got a watch for sale, take it to any of your trusted dealers. But if it involves a car, then I'm happy to look at it. It may be that I go to one of the dealers myself and say, I've been offered this against the car. Would you buy it? And I'll broker it that way. It just cuts out another transaction elsewhere. I just make it simple.
The truth of the matter is, it allows you to play with things that you love.
Absolutely.
That's the bottom line, isn't it?
It really does. Everything,
I think this Michel Jewellery that we looked at earlier on is just an amazing piece, and it weighs an absolute ton. It's a really interesting watch.
It's heavy, isn't it?
Yeah. How did you come across that?
That came from one of my customers that was having a clear out.
Not a property developer.
Yes, he was.
He was a You and your property developers. But it's a really interesting piece, actually. I've never seen anything quite like it. It's,
me neither, and I had no clue about what it was worth. I just took a stab in the dark and hoped I was right. But I've never seen one before, and I doubt I'll ever see.
Yeah, it's an amazing piece. Yeah.
It's horological complication, and you know, it's gold, and it's just fabulous.
It's got a lot of things going for it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Even the size. I mean, the size for me is perfect. It's a tempting piece, to be honest. It is really unusual.
I knew you'd like it.
Really different. As I say, it's been lovely to see you down, mate. It won't be too long before I come up and see you again.
Wonderful. You're always welcome.
Thanks for riding the Bentley as well. The Bentley was absolutely brilliant, by the way, guys, and I couldn't believe. I'm not going to talk money, but I was surprised actually.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, you know where it is. You probably have sold it before long, but it's a really nice car for the money, I thought.
Yeah.
I never knew that you could buy a Bentley for that sort of money.
Well, that's the thing. You know, there's a lot of cars out there that represent great value for money. If I was comparing the Mini that I was offered yesterday, that someone wanted £30,000 for a Mini, for goodness sake, you know. So new cars are a lot of money. I think there's a lot of value to be had in something that's, you know, just
to me, that
slightly
Bentley,
bit older.
Kev, it's like a 5-digit reference number Submariner. You're getting a lot of watch for the money.
Yeah.
By comparison, say, to a brand new one, it is ridiculously over list or whatever. But you know, look, I'm not really a car guy. That's your area of expertise. But what did you think of me Le Mans Jeep?
Well, it's too orange for me. I was going to wear an orange shirt, but I thought I'd clash. So.
Funny, my wife said exactly the same. She loves the car, but she's not too keen on the colour. Probably because it attracts a bit of attention. She don't really like that.
No, but it suits you.
Kev, it's been brilliant, mate. Thanks very much for coming down.
Pleasure, thank you.
Lovely seeing you again, and we'll speak again soon.